Welcome back, Patriots, to the Ball Brad Show. It is Tuesday, May 7th, and Joe Biden is still, by far, not even close, the worst president in American history. Patriots, it's great to be back with you on this Tuesday morning, and boy, oh boy, do we have a show for y'all today. We got a lot of clips, and the first one's all about Joey, because Joey is going to raise your taxes. You might be thinking, Brad, didn't you just show a clip the other day where Karine Jean-Pierre was on the podium and was asked this very question about taxes by Ed of Fox Business? You are correct. And what did she say? Your taxes aren't going to be raised. Oh, really? Because we have Joey right here saying how your taxes are going to be raised if he's elected. Here we go.
By the way, how many of you did really well with that $1.9 trillion tax cut that increased? Really good shape, right? Really changed your. Well, you did. Well, that's good. I'm glad to see you're doing well already, and I'm good. But guess what? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not cut. If you benefit from that.
Hold on. I could have swore. You guys tell me, because I hear from his mouthpiece, Karine Jean-Pierre, that says that this isn't what he wants to do. Hold on a second. Let's go back.
And I'm good. But guess what? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not.
Whoa. You guys, I don't know. You guys let me know in the live chat. Did he say what I thought he said?
What? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
He's out there in the open in the same way. I'm going to get rid of the fossil fuel industry. And gas prices go through the roof. There's like Sacramento or something that's hit like $7.20 in California. And then he blames it on Putin. This guy's an idiot. And what do they want to do? They want to show from out there and do interviews on like The View and these family-friendly media outlets. And by family-friendly, just friends of the Biden family, really. Not friends of American families. No. So that he could sit there and get his questions preemptively sent out to them so that he knows what's coming his way. You have Jen Psaki. Oh, we all remember her, the circle back girl, the one that also didn't answer anybody's questions. Who would have thought that you'd get somebody even worse than Jen Psaki? Well, they pulled that one off with a DEI hire, Karine Jean-Pierre. But here's Jen Psaki on The View, folks, telling the American people and these nut jobs on The View that Joe Biden shouldn't be doing press conferences. He should be on TV shows like The View and Howard Stern.
Working as a press secretary, but also now being in the media. And there's been a lot of criticism of Biden, most recently from the New York Times, that he's held the fewest interviews and press availabilities of any president since Reagan. I personally think it would help dispel some of the concerns about his age if he did more. What would your advice be to the White House in terms of his accessibility to press?
Well, I think the benefit of the media environment right now, there's a lot of challenges, but I'm going to start at the optimistic side, is that there are so many choices. And when you're...
Would one of those challenges be just getting Joe Biden out of bed? Maybe those are one of the challenges, Jen, or the fact that he's drooling into a drip tray. His diaper needs to be fixed every now and then. He needs to be cleaned up.
Communicating from the White House, I mean, respect for freedom of speech and freedom of the press is important, but you're also really just trying to communicate with the American people.
Right.
So my view is he should come on The View before he does a press conference. Because he should, because people want to have real conversations about issues that are happening. I think press conferences are important, but I also think him doing Howard Stern, that's an interview that reached a broader audience of people. Him talking to the guys from Smartless, which is a great podcast. So if you're in the White House, you're not thinking about, am I checking the box on doing the most interviews? You're thinking about, am I doing the most I can to communicate my message to the American people? That's who I represent.
Well, clearly he isn't, because a lot of people think he ain't doing a very good job. And it's not just me. It's a lot of the American people. He sucks. And we know why they want to put him on The View and Howard Stern, have these special interviews where the reporter is being fed the questions that Joe Biden already knows about because they need to sit there and ingrain it into him because he has dementia. You don't know what the hell's going on, so he's fumbling through his words. You guys, we've all seen the 60-minute interview. He's falling asleep mid-interview. There's a reason why they're not chauffeuring him out there. There's a reason why they're doing certain things. But when you do chauffeur him out there, we get clips like this. We get clips like this where I'm going to raise the shit out of your taxes if you vote for me. What? What? And we're all saying what? Like, who the hell would vote for this guy when on average you're going to end up paying minimum $1,000 more under Joe Biden, on top of the fact you already have to make $11,000 more under Joe Biden than you did under Trump just to stay even. So not only do you have to make $11,000 more under Joe Biden, but now he wants to tax the crap out of you. and Democrats will still flock to the polls and vote for this guy. The dude says, I'm going to screw you. And they say, yes, sir, may I have another, please? 4 more years. 4 more years. Really? You want 4 more years of increased gas prices, increased grocery bill, increased utility bills, and now the guy's just giving you the double fister, the double middle finger, saying, hey, on top of all that, I'm going to raise your taxes. Have fun, you idiots. That's basically what he's saying. Well, speaking of freaking idiots, I told you we got a lot of clips today. The Democrat Party is, look at her face. So the Democrat Party is off their rockers. I know you all are very aware of this, but I stumbled across this and I was like, I got to show the Patriots. I got to show the Bald Rat Army. So Maxine Waters, the same lady on CNN that goes, go after conservatives, go after Republicans. If you see them in the streets, if you see them in restaurants, go after them. That lady. Well, she's like launching new conspiracy theories that Trump supporters are training in the hills. Dude, this is wild stuff. It really is. Here we go.
This is a man who we better be careful about. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the Justice Department and I'm going to ask the president to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with, who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, what communities they're going to attack. This is a man.
Folks, this is who Democrats elect. People like Maxine Waters. Okay, this psycho. AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Nancy Pelosi. Somebody still answer me this question. Why does Nancy Pelosi always look shocked, like surprised, as if her husband just got his door beat down and got beaten up by a hammer? Why does she always look surprised, shocked? Answer me why this lady looks surprised and shocked all the time, and she's going to sit there and ramble about violence. All the while, this lady was calling for violence on all of you guys for years. This is the lady that supported Black Lives Matter, that burned down our cities, caused billions of dollars in damages. They're going to sit there and be picky on which neighborhoods they want to go after. This is the same party that went after judges of the Supreme Court. And she's going to lecture all of us. And then on top of that, come up with some weird ass conspiracy theory like they're training in the hills. She believes it. Oh, she believes it because she's psycho. This lady isn't with us. This lady is not with us. So, again, here's the hypocrite herself calling for violence.
Let's stay the course. Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. Let's stay the course.
I swear I saw Jerry Nadler in there. There's another one that people vote for. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Well, we got some updates here, and it has to do with Israel. Israel begins their Rafah offensive after rejecting Hamas ceasefire ploy. Now, here's the thing, and we'll cover this more in detail. There was never any deal. Hamas sat there and played the media. So there's a lot of articles out there saying, well, Israel rejected Hamas's ceasefire policy and what they... No. They had me going for a second, you guys. They had me going, whoa, hold on a second. What's happening? Israel didn't want to work with Hamas? All these things? Folks, there was never a deal. They made it up. Hamas tricked the media. I know it sounds insane, but we'll get there. Just hold on one second. We got a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. We need your support. So, Israel has begun its military operation in Rafah after rejecting Hamas's ceasefire claim as a deception. The IDF is currently conducting targeted strikes against Hamas terrorist targets, in eastern Rafah. You guys, this is from the freaking New York Post, and they got played. They got played by Hamas, the terrorist organization. Now, I want to show you some footage here of boots on the ground showing you what Rafah looks like. Here we go. Look at this. Isn't that unbelievable, you guys? This is how people are living in Gaza. Crazy. It actually just turns out that's Los Angeles, believe it or not. That is not Rafah. Nope, that's not Gaza. No, that's not the Middle East. Nope, that's just California. This is the Democrat-ran area, folks. I just thought I'd throw that at you as a little joke. That is legitimately Los Angeles. That is Gavin Newsom's third world country that he's creating. Now, like I mentioned, it was Hamas that just came up with an imaginary thing. It was just fake. It was completely fake. Look at this. The Hamas terrorist organization played the mainstream media on Monday by claiming that they accepted the ceasefire agreement offered by Israel. No, they didn't. The claim instantly went viral. Like we just showed, these are mainstream headlines. All of them wrong. The claim instantly went viral on social media and dominated breaking news headlines across the media landscape as the war in Gaza enters its 7th month. Israel officials quickly came out and disputed Hamas's claims. I just read to you the New York Post. You guys, it's everywhere. Noting that the Palestinian Islamic terror group agreed to things that were never offered by Israel. It's like Joe Biden saying that, hey, I had a conversation with this person. No, you didn't, Joe. Well, how do you know that? Because they've been dead for 40 years, Joe. They've been gone, dead. I don't know how you're seeing them. I don't know how you're conversing with them and hearing them and taking photos with them, but they aren't here, Joey. In the same way the media just sits there and just publishes a bunch of nonsense that you just saw with your own eyes just to show that I'm not making it up. Wild stuff. Hamas agreed to a deal that it came up with Egypt that did not include any discussions with Israel, but somehow they accepted it. Somehow they went forward with it. Israeli officials said that Hamas lied in an effort to control the media narrative and to falsely portray Israel as the side that is refusing to negotiate, even though Israel has made highly generous offers, including releasing dozens of convicted Palestinian terrorists and criminals for each hostage released by Hamas. Mind you, Israel holds all the cards, folks. Israel is the one running roughshod over Hamas and the Palestinians. It's not like Palestinians have cards close to their vest. They got nothing. Netanyahu's just like, screw it. I'm just going to sit there and go in regardless of whatever happens. What's even more astonishing is Joe Biden's withholding ammunition aid from Israel with no reasoning still. We still haven't got a reasoning from anybody in the White House. They're still trying to figure it out, going, oh, that's a head scratch. Geez, I don't know how that one happened. Donald Trump got impeached for the same thing, you guys. Donald Trump got impeached for the same thing Joe Biden's doing. But remember, there's no double standard. Oh, no double standard whatsoever. So with this whole shabam debate happening in Gaza, you have Joe Biden. I told you it was going to happen. I feel like I was on the forefront of this, by the way. We got to give ourselves a pat on the back when we actually get something right here. Before any mainstream media outlet, before any conservative outlet, I'm talking the Daily Wire, the Blaze, like everybody, nobody said what I was about or am about to say. I said that they were going to take in refugees. And the reason why I thought this was we're building a pier on the Gaza coast. Why? And they're telling us, well, it's to bring in humanitarian aid. Well, fly it in like you have been doing. Hasn't been an issue then. Why is it an issue now? And all of a sudden you want to uplift the earth. I don't know if you guys seen development of this thing. It's going to take months to build. They're building a massive pier to bring in ships. Why are they bringing in ships? Because they're going to be shipping people out, boys. They're going to be shipping people out and bringing them here right to the United States. I said it was going to happen, and boy, oh boy, we were not far off. We were only 2 weeks ahead of it. Democratic Senator Bob Casey of Pennsylvania is under fire over a White House proposal to resettle. You guys ready for this? Resettle Palestinian refugees in the United States. These are people that aren't fans of Americans. They're not fans of our creed and our values here. Some of them might be. A lot of them, Dave McCormick, the Republican challenger for Casey's Senate seat, released an ad blasting Casey and President Joe Biden over the proposal, which would allow Palestinians in Egypt with immediate family members with permanent residence in the United States to immigrate. It's crazy, says the 30-second ad, titled Bob Casey is Too Dangerous for Pennsylvania. The countries next door to Gaza say it's not worth the risk, but Biden wants to bring them here. You heard that correctly. Nobody is willing to take in these people. And Joe Biden's like, I'll do it. Sir, we don't know anything about these people. They might do something horrendous to the American people. Don't care. Bring them in. Everybody's welcome. Come on in. So This leads to, news like this spreading, which is happening in one of our allies, Australia. Here we go. You just listen carefully. These are the people. These are the people that Joey wants to let in, but they're worse.
7th of October is the bloody beginning of it. You're going to have plenty of 7th Octobers coming. Plenty of it. And the next 7th October is going to be to kick your ass out.
We're not going anywhere.
You will see.
You guys, I've watched a lot of video clips like this talking about how their religion is going to be the most popular religion in the United States. What are you going to do when we implement Sharia law? You're all going to be sit there and pushed out. What they're doing and saying is insane. And Joe Biden's like, yeah, not a big deal. Bring the mail in. It's fine. Since when was it our responsibility to bring in the whole globe? Joe Biden's already let in 10 million people, which we don't know who they are. You just got done saying, oh, you just saw it with your own eyes. Hey, we're going to sit there and have a bunch of October 7ths. We're going to get rid of all you people. We're going to push you out. And the lady's like, we're not going anywhere. Folks, they want to sit there and harm you. These are the same people that have supporters on college campuses like this, where now they're going on hunger strikes on college campuses. You can't make it up. You really can't. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Here's a hunger strike for Palestine.
Inviting any people of conscience in the Princeton community, students, faculty, alumni, to participate with the striking students in a solidarity fast. In just the last few hours, we have had commitments from at least 6 people from Princeton Theological Seminary to participate in this solidarity fast, with more coming in by the hour. At the seminary, we've also been calling our school to disclose and divest for the last several years, and want to join together with the students from the university in their hunger strike. Almost every faith tradition in the world engages in the spiritual practice of fasting. The 3 major Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, are no exception to this. Jesus himself said, of some evils in the world, they require both prayer and fasting. And we are here to live into that word.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Now, Dinesh D'Souza is a savage. Not in a bad way. She's threatening not to eat until her university gives into her demands. Then, and only then, will she return to her normal regimen of 8,000 calories a day. Oh, so good. Comedy is on the right. There's a reason why Joe Rogan left and brought all the comedians to Texas, because the left doesn't like comedy. They'll get all offended by that tweet there. I love it. I think it's hilarious. I can read between the lines. I know what's going on. Folks, there is some irony that these people are going on a hunger strike, all the while the people that they support are actually going hungry. Okay. These are the same people that are saying they want humanitarian aid from the universities to give them food and water. All the while, yes, you see where I'm going with this? All the while that those in Palestine and Gaza, whatever you want to call it, are actually experiencing a famine. No food and water. So rather than calling on the university to just to send food and water to, actual people that need it, no, they're asking for it for themselves. Who showed the video of it? It's real. It's real. I still can't wrap my head around it. Folks, they're having people bring them food and water. Students are now going out to the grocery store and buying them food and water rather than shipping it to the people that they support that literally don't have food and water. Oh my God. They're idiots. They're idiots. They walk among us. These are the people that are voting for Joe Biden. These are the same people that complain, gas prices are too high. I'm not making enough money under Joe Biden. Oh my God, was that my tax bill at the end of the year? Go Joey, he wants to raise our taxes. 4 more years. 4 more years for Joey. Oh yes. But there is no connection whatsoever. They don't, you guys, it really is a remarkable thing. Like, we all get it. You know what I mean? We sit here going, man, I don't want my taxes raised. It's less money out of my pocket. I can't invest that. I can't put it in a 529 for my kid. I can barely afford groceries and diapers and gas because Joe Biden's reaming me from behind. And now Joe Biden wants to ream me from behind again. And Democrats are going, yes, sir. Spank me. May I have another? It's like, they don't get it. We get it. We get that we're being royally screwed under Joey, but they don't. They will show up in the millions to vote for Joey again. Let that sink in. These people that can't sit there and actually make the connection that people that they're supporting are going hungry and going thirsty, are asking for food and water themselves. I know. I'm repeating myself. I'm right there with you. It's still wild, though. It's still wild. And you want to even know what's more wild? Is Joe Biden and his backers are supporting all this. Joe Biden is giving a country that's the leading sponsor of terror. I still can't wrap my head around it. $10 billion. Joe Biden's predecessor, named Barack Obama, gave them $1 billion. And who's funding all this? Joe Biden supporters. Here we go. Some of Biden's biggest backers are funding anti-Israel protests, rocking universities. So some of President Biden's most prominent backers are funding pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas demonstrators who are protesting U.S. support for Israel. They're asking for the genocide of Jews. Joe Biden's biggest supporters are for the genocide of the Jews, so much so they will fund all this stuff. There's rumors out there some of these protesters are getting paid $7,800 for 8 hours of work of protesting. I haven't confirmed it. That's what I'm hearing, though. I'll flesh that out soon and make sure I get out the correct numbers to all of you. Activist groups such as Jewish Voice for Peace and If Not Now are in part funded through nonprofit networks, including leftist mega donors such as George Soros. We knew that was happening. We called it from the get-go. Bill and Melinda Gates, we all called that. David Rockefeller Jr. and the Prinsky family. Jewish Voice for Peace and If Not Now, responsible for organizing protests at universities such as Columbia, are both supported by the Tides Foundation, which is funded by Soros and Gates. So these people are the same knuckleheads, the same idiots that are saying, genocide to the Jews! Genocide to the Jews! Hey, you can't commit genocide on the Palestinians! They're not there, Biden supporters. These people will show up in the millions for Joey. We love you, Joey. Thank you so much for raising my taxes so I get royally fucked at the end of the year. Thank you so much so I can't feed my family. But 4 more years for Joey. 4 more years. Freaking idiots. I'm not saying all Democrats are idiots. But if you're voting for Joey, when the dude said right out there in the open, I'm going to fuck you over and raise your taxes on you. It's just like insane. It's so wild. Well, you also have pro-Hamas activists taunting Jews at the Holocaust now. But don't worry, it's all peaceful. They don't want the genocide of the Jews. What are you talking about? Oh, they said it themselves. Oh, I know that. Oh, no, but we're being told something different by the media. This is insane. But it's all peaceful, you guys. Oh my God, they don't want anything harmful to happen to the Jews. This one is just, it really is head spinning. On Monday, as Jews marked the Holocaust Remembrance Day, the day of commemorating the 6 million Jews who died in the Holocaust, which, by the way, you got to look up the stat, you guys. I forgot what the number exactly was. I think it's like 45% of 18 to 35-year-olds now don't even know the Holocaust happened. Look it up. You're gonna fall over in your chair. So pro-Hamas activists taunted. Oh, they taunted Jews at the 36th International March because these people are idiots. They're idiots. You guys, do you realize it says pro-Hamas terrorists? Wow, I'm jumping ahead. Pro-Hamas activists, which are terrorists. Like the Hamas is a terrorist organization that's being supported by these people, these activists. And they go, let's go out there and go after the Jews at the Holocaust. That's awesome. They're idiots. And they're going to vote for Joey. They're going to vote for Joey. I'm not even going to bother going into this. I think it speaks for itself. These people are a-holes. They're jerks. They're losers. And they're idiots. Now, I want to give you some updates on this election fraud stuff that's going on. I'm going to keep you up to date all the way. So if you recall, the Democrats are going to pull the same shenanigans that they did in 2020. Okay? Universal mail-in balloting is still a thing. You got them trying to change their constitution, which they weren't supposed to doing it. Oh, now it's going to be election week. The postage on there is going to be all different. Just know, nothing's changed. So we're going to have to combat that. The ballot harvesting is still going to take place. Them not allowing you to see the counting of the ballots. All that stuff's still going to happen again. Oh, there's a leak. How did that leak happen? Close the doors, hurry. We got to wrap this stuff up. We got to fill it out. They're going to sit there and pull their shenanigans. What's already happening is in the last election, they never cleaned their voter rolls. People that were dead, I know you're all aware of this, were voting. People are voting from properties that didn't exist. People are fraudulently voting on somebody else's ballot. We already showed the studies on that. The poll came out. Well, now the GOP is suing Michigan to clean up their voter registration rolls. They're not willing to do it. They're not willing to even actually look into election integrity, which we covered before, where now they won't even investigate it at all. Let that one sink in. So if you have some shenanigans that require a recount and really we want to look under the hood to see if things are actually legitimate, Michigan doesn't want that. Why? Because it always sides with the Democrats. It's really weird how that works out. It's siding with the Democrats. Well, what about Nevada, Brad? Well, no, Nevada's not willing to clean up their voter rolls either, and that's why the GOP is suing the hell out of them again. And now, we got them back in the news here where Trump campaign's suing Nevada now. Before it was a GOP, now it's a Trump campaign over a law allowing mail-in ballots to be counted 4 days after elections. See, it's not election day anymore, you guys. It's election week. It's election month. Fuck it. Let's make it election year. The Republican National Committee, alongside the Trump presidential campaign, filed a lawsuit on Friday against Nevada for allowing mail-in ballots to arrive up to 4 days after election day to be counted. Now, remember, this stuff has to be postmarked on election day. But who's to say foosery isn't taking place? It's election day. Not election week, not election 4 days, election day. The suit, also joined by the Nevada Republican Party, is challenging a Nevada law that says mail-in ballots can be counted if they are postmarked before the end of the day on election day and arrived up to 4 days after the election. According to the suit, the law violates federal election law and disproportionately harms Republicans. What do you mean? Why would it harm Republicans? Because it's Democrats that don't want this stuff fixed. Oh, okay. It makes sense why it would harm Republicans and benefit Democrats, which is why Democrats would want this, right? There's a reason why Democrats don't want to sit there and update their registration rolls. There's a reason why they want universal mail-in balloting. There's a reason why they want the media rubbing their shoulders so that when people like Hunter Biden have their laptop out there, that they don't let anybody know about it, which would have swung the last election. It's insane. I'm keeping it together, you guys. I'm doing a pretty damn good job today keeping it together. You got to admit, that deserves a like and subscribe right there. We're not having as many rants. We're not losing our ish. We're keeping it together. So we'll see what happens with this suit because their ballot receipt deadline clearly violates federal law, but they don't care. You might be like, bro, Brad, what's going on with this? Where the hell's the government? You think the Biden campaign cares? You think Democrats care? They don't give two bleeps. They didn't care in 2016 where Trump barely pulled it off. And the only reason he did pull it off was because Hillary Clinton sucked so bad. And then in 2020, hey, we got to shut down the government. We're not going to reopen it. By the way, everybody gets the multiple ballots. The reason why I'm doing the kind of Nazi thing is because that's what Nazis do. That's what the Democrat Party does. They violate campaign laws. They violate voter registration laws, ballot laws. All these laws are being violated. Joe Biden goes, I'm going to sit there and get rid of all your student loans. Supreme Court says you can't do that. It violates the law. Fuck it, I'm going to do it anyways. Here's $1.9 trillion just wiped off. They don't care, and nothing happens to them. Joe Biden has broken so many laws. It is head spinning that he gets away with this. Donald Trump makes a phone call with Zelensky. Impeach him. Get rid of him. We not do the Nazi. Get rid of him. It's wild what Democrats get away with. Insane. Well, other insanity here. We're going to end it with this. I got to keep it together, folks. I'm going to lose you. Bernie Sanders is coming back for re-election. He's coming back from the crypt. Tales of the crypt. Tales of the crypt. Bernie, just go away. Bernie, nobody likes you. You think breadlines are a good idea. You think socialism is a good idea. No, I'm not just a socialist. I'm a democratic socialist. You're a socialist, you idiot. Just because you put the word democratic in front of it doesn't change anything. So I just got to bring that up with you guys because, look, he's 82 years old. And now the astonishing thing is, these are very difficult times for our country and the world. Caused by a Democrat. It doesn't work. I know. The wires get crisscrossed. It's a very difficult time for our country and the world. Yeah, because you idiots as a party are driving us in the ground. You said breadlines are good, you idiot. You said socialism. See, I can't get it out. He said socialism is a good idea. He thinks it's a great idea, but he doesn't want to talk about Cuba and Venezuela, the countries that ran themselves into the ground with socialism. He wants to talk about Denmark. He wants to talk about the healthcare. Everybody gets healthcare. Wires are crisscrossed, folks. Wires are crisscrossed. This is the same guy that honeymooned in the Soviet Union. Let that one sink in. This guy's been suckling at the government teat his entire life. I think the only job he actually had was a paper boy. That's it. This guy doesn't know a real job if it slapped him in the face. These are the same people that want to raise your taxes. Yeah. These are the same people that are telling you how to run your business, even though they don't know jack shit about businesses. These are the same people that are telling you how to run your life. And they don't know a damn thing. And Democrats go, great pick, 4 more years for this guy. Great freaking pick. I want you to owe more money to the government. They're out there. I'm telling you, there's millions of them out there. I mean, if you really think about the insane shit that they come out and say, and they hound Trump for what he says, the insane stuff like AOC's Green New Deal, get rid of everything that's fossil fuel in 4 years. Like, lady, do you understand? Like, that's the collapse of the entire globe and our whole economy. Do you understand what you're saying? She thinks she does. This is a bartender. She thinks she does, but that's who Democrats hire. That's who Democrats want in office. People like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Ilhan Omar, AOC, Chuck Schumer. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, folks. Well, there you have it. Wild show today. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. You know I enjoy hanging out with you every single morning. I don't look at it as you hanging out with me. I get to hang out and have the pleasure of spending time with all of you patriots. You hitting that like and subscribe button, leave us a comment down below. That is what supports the channel, folks. If you want to go above and beyond, if you want to be a Super Saiyan and become a patriot, come with the Bald Brad Army. I said Bald Brad Army. We do have a membership over here, 99 cents a month, folks. George Soros is funding these people that hate you. Okay, that's who he's funding. If you want to go above and beyond and help fund the channel and make it run and grow, we would love your support. Please don't feel like you have to, folks. Bidenomics is taking place. The country's going into the ground. I get that every penny matters, so please don't feel like you have to. If you just want to be generous, you're more than welcome to. You just watching again, hanging out with us, that is what this channel is truly about. People just ask, how can they give back? What else do we got? We got a website, baldbrad.com. We got a book. Okay, it's called Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. Might as well plug it. We don't have sponsors here, folks. Okay, we're not beholden by a corporation or nothing. It's just me. Book. It's a real book, folks. I'm telling you. You're going to learn a lot here. Look at this. I wrote it. I wrote this. It's real just so you can see. What is this chapter? History of abortion. So that's the last chapter. I go all the way back to like ancient Egypt and talk about abortions and just destroy their argument. Just destroy them. So that's there for you. We got shirts. We got mugs. We got stickers. We got everything. So with that being said, like, I got to do plugs, folks. I got to plug my stuff. I'm here by myself. With that being said, again, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below, folks. I'll see you next time here on The Will Brad Show.